aka Padders. I'm Peter A. DeLuca, and this is AKAPAD's Audio Audacity podcast. Soon to have a major title change, soon to have new hot intro music, and, well, previews throughout the episodes, promoting all my wonderful products and multimedia ventures. Here we go. We are talking Predators 2010, Adrian Brody. Here's a name. You may not even know it. Nimrod Antal. He is our incredible, talented director. He is a man of vision. He has an eye. And these are the things we want in a director, especially a director of a movie like this. What and how do we define Predators? It's science fiction. It's alien. It's the unexpected, and it's also because it's a part of a huge franchise that constantly disappoints its audience outside of the first movie. It is something that has to live up to a few things. Now, these things are intangibles. These things are unchartable. These things are even debatable once you see them. They are done right, and that's almost where we are with this movie. This movie, there's a little bit of a push to get this movie back in the consciousness. Very similar to what happened with Predator 2. No one makes a good argument other than your boy over here, me, the pop culture pope, the eclectic one, your boy Spicy Taco. I make the absolute best argument for Predator 2. This movie is an extension of Predator 2. The end of that movie gives us this idea that they're not hunting game, that the predators are strictly hunting the very best. For what means, that's the mystery with the Predator. Now, our next movie, The Predator, does answer that question. We'll get into that with episode 276. Oh, and by the way, who's ready for a milestone episode? I mean, that's what we got here. I don't even care. I don't even care because we're onward to episode 500 with a lot of that rebranding that I just teased earlier. So, what's the plot of this movie? This movie, best opening. It opens with these people just being dropped into this alien world, and we quickly find out that not everyone even survives the drop. Everyone that gets dropped into this alien jungle, they're just another action figure. They're a different type of soldier. One's a Yukazu, Japanese gangster. One person is a Colombian drug cartel sniper. Another person is a mercenary. And then we have our African warlord guy, a Russian brute. So it's just fun. It's like we're getting all these stereotypical people together, and we kind of know what's happening at that movie. They're going to be hunted one by one. And what the hook of the movie is these predators, they're diverse. There's a predator called the Falcon Predator, one of my favorites, that has a drone. There's predator dogs that are sent after these people to exhaust their ammunition. And the idea is to get these people to a mano a mano level. Again, these are the rules of the Predator as dictated in Predator and Predator 2. To get them into a mano a mano level. Now, some of this logic does flow into Aliens vs. Predator, because it's Aliens vs. Predator. They're not hunting the aliens in the wild. They're hunting them in this dark labyrinth that rotates and shifts, and it's part cube. But it's a different environment, but it's also a controlled environment. And in a large way, the jungle is the predators. It's like the predators' arena, so it is familiar. So sometimes you just want to question why the perceptions of movies like turn south, and that's almost like phase 2 of this discussion. This movie, I remember reading about this movie and the script in Robert Rodriguez's Shoot from the Hip, I believe, Rebel Without a Clue, his filmmaking diary for El Mariachi and Desperado. And he was like on the flight somewhere, like, and he kind of like wrote the script quick, and he handed it off to Fox. And like in the book, he just describes the studio in and outs that didn't get this movie made. But then Robert Rodriguez does rise to a level of prominence, and this movie gets greenlit. This movie gets made, and I don't know how the original script compares to this, but we do have franchise building ideas in this. And the big hook, phase 3 of this discussion, the big hook of this movie isn't that the Predators have their own homeworld arena that they airdrop people into to hunt and to hone their skills. There is a Predator civil war, and there's 2 types of Predators: dogs and wolves, as described by Lawrence Fishburne. His role, by the way, I don't know if this is actually confirmed, but somewhat a famous rumor or a famous myth about the movie that it was originally supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they did write that role for him to be this elder hunter of the Predator, which is also a great wrinkle. But we have a Predator civil war, and that's the interest here, because here's the crazy. This is the one fucking point. Can I curse here? Can I curse? This is the one point people miss about this movie, and I'll tell you one thing. This might be the most complete Predator movie, more complete than the first, because it hits all the chords. The Predator that Adrian Brody fights, and by the way, Adrian Brody, call him the final girl, right? Adrian Brody is the next best person you would believe to kill a Predator, to how he is in this movie, meaning how he's portrayed and how they put the character forward. You believe at the end of the movie that this guy's ready to kill a Predator. He's the only one, to be honest. Even though, like, I like some of the other ones. I like the AVP girl, and because she's so freaking hot. But the Predator that Adrian Brody kills is the alpha wolf Predator. It's the winning species. Schwarzenegger killed the dog Predator. Adrian Brody kills the wolf Predator, and it's just awesome. I love how he gets a 1-up on the Predator. He uses Topher Grace as bait. Predator rolls over serial killer Topher Grace, also an awesome revelation in this movie. And the Predator gets nuked. He's weakened, and boom, he's in Adrian Brody's arena. So it's stuff like that. Even when Adrian Brody, like, we're at the end of this movie, you're not believing that he's going to win. Like, you want to see how the Predator gets 1-up. And it's no different than even when I was younger, going through the Friday the 13th movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, less Halloween. But those, like, slasher movies where you literally every few years you would just rent a new one from the VHS store. Every time Jason got into Kill Everything Zone, you were like, well, how are they going to get out of this? How are they escaping? And that's really the wonderful hook of all of those movies. You never believed that they could kill Freddy. And with the Predator, you never believe how they're going to kill the Predator. The aliens, much different. And you do have to compare them, because we've seen just the alien get blasted into space. So, okay, like, we can handle an alien in that fashion. We can drown them in water or burn them alive. But the Predator, because the intent of the Predator is to get you mano a mano, one-on-one, no weapons. That is far scarier. And, they build up the Predator's physical strength throughout the movie to heighten this final scene. We see that in the Prey installment. We don't see it much in our next installment. Some of it, but not really. Not in this fashion, I'll say. But yes, this movie is there. 2010. Where does it fall in the Predator stack? This is the third highest grossing movie. Lifetime gross $52 million, opening $24 million. budget 40 million. Box office overall 127. Pretty. I mean, that's solid. It just doesn't come off as a $40 million movie. By the way, this comes off. 60 million, 70 million. I'm trying to think of similar jungle theme movies that had a higher budget so you can get, but I'm drawing a blank. And you know what? If I had that in my quick go-to memory, Rolodex memory map, I would be a complete super freak. And yeah, we know I'm not. I'm just a freak. But people, don't hesitate on this movie. Don't shine it off. There is a little bit of an online movement to get this movie back into the conversation, we'll call it. Those voices are few and far between. But if it's just you and I, and we have been growing, aka Padders, we are growing at a level on Spotify that when I see the numbers, I'm surprised every single time. And this is why we're making a real big push to be consistent. We're being a little bit better with announcing our drops on social media. But we do it all, okay? We try and look at these movies as a complete idea. Seeing movies one time is not enough. We like to see movies more than once. This is what separates this podcast from everything else. And I'm telling you, this movie is worth all your time, all your attention, because it expands the mythology. It's just slight enough, just a little bit enough to keep you more interested in exactly what the Predator is and what it's doing and why it's doing what it's doing. Now, because I got to set it up. That's completely shattered, and we'll call it canon breaking in the next movie. And when people argue that these things are temporary and they can be changed and this and that, there is a little bit of a Batman and Robin effect or Matrix Reloaded effect where you're just not into it when they break it. You're just not. We saw this with Star Wars. People just not into it. Book of Boba Fett. I mean, people talk about Rise of Skywalker, this and that. Book of Boba Fett broke Star Wars, period. Broke it on streaming, and it broke. We're already busted when it comes to the features. So these effects are real. Maybe we'll analyze that a little bit more with our next movie. And keep in mind, I strongly debated doing The Predator because I said to myself, if I'm skipping Aliens versus Predator Requiem, which does introduce the full Pred Alien, maybe I can ignore this, but I do feel like what The Predator touches on, because it is a direct sequel to this movie, meaning the things that we discover in this movie carry over. The Predator Civil War, the other Predator dogs, the animals, or their hunting companions. They're all in this movie. In the next movie. But no, this movie is it's a ton of fun. It created a ton of new action figures that were, there on screen. It's not like you saw a lot of these things in the background like we did for Alien or Predator 2. Just remember, the end scene in Predator 2 created so much speculation. And that's what, again, made magazines like Starlog and fanzines so much fun back in the day. So people, this movie is there. This movie deserves to be watched. It deserves to be admired. Nimrod Antal, who did fall into, steady stream of TV directing. I don't want to gloss on that, but it is a shame because I do view him as a visionary, as a wonderful eye. And I would love to see him have done more and more within genre filmmaking. Not saying that he can't break off and do a well shot, Civil War Civil War biopic or something. I don't know. I'm just pitching here. Okay, people. AKAPAD here. Maybe next episode I'll highlight some of my recent OCMD trip to all of you. But I don't know. It seemed like before, every time we would talk about my personal life, someone would find an episode and just be like, "You've done cocaine," And there you go. And now I'm talking about that, and I'm not talking about the movie itself. But anyway, people, I love you. Rock and roll. No promos. The hell with that. Just go to akapad.com. Surf around that site. Help me out. I love you, and goodbye.